Question number 41. You must drive on a slippery road. Slippery, huh? Which of this is a good thing to do in such a situation on a slippery road? Please remember, you should slow down gradually. Gradually is a good word, actually. When you see gradually, that most probably would be the correct answer. So on a slippery road, you should slow down gradually.
Safe way.
Yeah,
Safe way.
That's a safe way. Safety first. And we choose the answer. We click the enter, and the program confirms. Yes, we are correct. Slippery road gradually. Well, actually, everything needs to be done gradually on the road. Question number 42. Which of the statements about acceleration is true? True, correct statement. You need to locate the correct statements. Please remember, when you are asked about acceleration, that's the direct shortcut to the right answer. Rough acceleration can cause mechanical damage.
Mechanical damage.
When you see the word acceleration and you need to find the right statement about the acceleration, please remember, this is the correct answer. This is the right statement. Rough acceleration can cause mechanical damage. And let's see if we are correct. Yes, acceleration. If you are asked about acceleration in the question, so the hint, the key word for the answer is mechanical damage.
Mechanical damage.
Question number 43. Which of these statements about brakes is true? Now we need to find out what statement is correct about the brakes. And please remember, actually again there is another hint. The longest statement is the correct one. Okay, that's the one way to find the right statement. And also read it. The heavier a vehicle or the faster it is moving, the more heat the brakes have to absorb. The more heat these brakes should have to absorb to stop the vehicle. Okay, the faster vehicle is moving, more heat the brakes need to absorb to stop it. Okay, and again the key word is to absorb. When you ask it about the brakes, look for absorb.
Absorb.
Let's see. Click A, click enter. Yes. If you are asked about the brakes, the key words is heat to absorb.
Absorb.
Question number 44. When the roads are slippery, what you should do? You remember 2 questions ago we had that kind of question on a slippery road. You remember you should have driven gradually, may turn gradually. In here the same. If the road's slippery, what you should do? You should make turns as gently as possible. This is another key word. The word gently, most likely, 99.9% of cases, indicates for you the correct answer. Gently.
Gently.
Slippery road, you should make turns and all other maneuvers as gently as possible.
Gently.
Let's see if we are right. Click enter. Yes, slippery, gently. Okay? Let's move. Question number 45. You are checking your brakes and suspension system for a pre-trip inspection. You see, pay attention to this question. Which of this statement is not true? Which means 2 out of these 3 statements are correct, and you need to locate the wrong one. The wrong one about something about brakes and suspension system. And again, please be very careful and cautious. Brake shoes should have brake fluid on them. That's not correct. That means this statement is wrong. This is not true statement, right? And that's the correct answer because you ask it to find which statement is not true. Okay, and the brake shoes should have brake fluid on them. brake fluid. And this is the other way how you can memorize the correct answer. When you ask it about not true, look for brake fluid.
Brake fluid.
Brake fluid. That's the key word here. Question number 46. The same kind of question. The driver's manual suggests several things to do when you pass a vehicle. And which of these is not one of them? Again, you guys are asked to find the wrong statement, which in this particular case would be the correct answer, right? So let's see which one is a wrong statement. And
again, it's longer.
The longest answer is the right one. At night, turn on your high beams before you start to pass, and leave them on until you have completely passed the vehicle. That's the question which is not recommended by the textbook, by the driver's manual. You should not do this. And that's why it's a correct answer in this particular case. We were asked to locate a wrong statement, which one is not recommended by the driver's manual.
Please do not blind as a driver.
Yeah, because in this particular case,
Turn off your high beams.
If you leave them on, you can blind. Yeah, make them blind. Okay. Not one of them. Turn on high beams. Very good. Question number 47. The distance that you should look ahead of your vehicle while driving amounts to about, how many miles? Yeah, what a portion of the miles at normal highway speed. And in this particular case, it's 1/4.
1/4.
1/4 of the mile is a distance you should look ahead of your vehicle when you're driving on a highway with a highway speed. The highway is not given to you. The people who wrote the question assume that you remember that the normal highway speed is 55 miles per hour. And at this speed, at a normal highway speed, the distance you should look ahead is about 1/4 of the mile.
1/4.
Okay, very good. Look ahead 1/4. Question number 48. You are starting your vehicle in motion from a stop. As you apply power to the drive wheels, they start to spin. What should you do? What should you do? You definitely need to take your foot off the accelerator. If you do something and it causes the problem, so you have to seize this action, right? As you apply power to the drive wheels, you push the accelerator pedal, and the drive wheels start to spin. Obviously, what you have to do, you have to stop the acceleration. You have to take your foot off the accelerator.
Don't press the gas pedal.
Yeah, don't do anything else. Don't push the brakes. Don't try a lower gear. You just take your foot off the accelerator. Off the accelerator. Question number 49. Which of these is the most important thing to remember about emergency braking? Emergency braking. And again, the safety first. Please remember, in emergency braking means that something wrong is going on around you on the road, right? So, if you use your brakes too sharply, okay, you cannot control your vehicle, because if you use the wrong way to to slow the vehicle in an emergency situation, the wheels may be skidding. In this case, you cannot control your vehicle. So again, when you are asked in the questions, what is the most important thing to remember about emergency braking, Well, again, the writers, the question writers, they want you to remember that you need to brake, so gradually. Hey, remember in previous questions, gradually, because if the wheels will be skidding, you cannot control your vehicle. Okay, let's see if we are correct. B. Enter, and emergency braking cannot control. Question number 50. Which of these statements about tires and hot weather driving is true? It's easy. It's easy. You please remember in these questions when you see 100 miles, that's the clue indication of the correct answer. You should inspect your tires every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours.
Or every 100 miles.
Or every 100 miles.
When driving in a very hot weather. Okay? In a hot weather, when you ask it about tires and hot weather, okay, look for 2 hours or 100 miles. That's how you you actually need to stop and check your tire. A. Enter. Yes. When you ask it about tires in a hot weather, you should inspect them every 100 miles.
Every 100 miles.
You should stop. You should exit the vehicle. You should go to the every single tire and actually touch it. Check with your palm. Question number 51. Your vehicle is in a traffic emergency and may collide with another vehicle if you do not take action. Which of this is good rule to remember in such a time? And in this question, you need to remember that you can almost always turn to miss an obstacle. More quickly than you can stop.
You remember your stopping distance at 55 miles per hour
is a long one.
Length of football
field, as was said in the previous question. So sometimes, and not sometimes, almost always, turning is more safe action than trying to stop. Again, when you read the question and you see traffic emergency, may collide with another vehicle, you need to do something, take an action. And what is a good rule to remember in this situation, at least in order to, answer the question right, that you can almost always turn to miss an obstacle more quickly than you can stop. Okay, so again, the trying to stop is not always the safest action.
Actually, never in a hot, heavy vehicle.
Question number 52. In which case of fire can you use water? 2 words are clue for you: fire, and when you can use water to put it out. And this is the only one right answer: tire fires.
Tire fires.
It's like a rhyme: fire, tire, fire, tire, fires. That's when you can use water. All right, good. Use water, tire, fires. Very good. 53. To help you to stay alert while driving, what should you do to help yourself to stay alert? And again, safety first. Remember, guys, safety first. That's why in order to stay alert, you should take short breaks before you get drowsy.
Before you get drowsy.
And again, the same general rule is applied here. You do everything before it happens. You check your equipment before fire happens. You check your vehicle before something wrong can happen.
Slow down before you enter the curve.
Slow down before you enter the curve. So again, before is like a magic key words, which is indication that probably this question is most probably correct. So to stay alert, all right, you should do it before. Take short breaks before you get drowsy, before something wrong, potentially dangerous can happen, take breaks before. Okay, let's see. Let's check if we are right. Yes, stay alert, drowsy, well, before. Question number 54. To avoid a crash, you had to drive into the right shoulder. And you are now driving on this shoulder at 40 miles per hour. Alright, the question is, how should you move back onto the pavement? How should you move back onto the pavement while you're driving on the shoulder? The speed, well, about 40 miles per hour. And in case you need to return to the pavement, what's the correct action to do it? And, well, again, the same general rule is applied here. The longest is the right one. If the shoulder is clear, that's the clue. If the shoulder is clear, stay there, stay to the right until your vehicle comes to a stop. But do so, guys, only when you read if the shoulder is clear. If it's clear, then you should stay there until you bring vehicle to a complete stop, and only then move back onto the pavement when it is safe. Actually, all our conversation in this particular case is useless, because as long as you see safe, most probably that's the correct answer.
Everything's supposed to be safe.
Safety is,
main concern.
Main concern. Let's see if we're right. Yeah, safe. That's the only thing you need to remember. Safe and...
return when it's safe.
Question number 55. Which of the statements about driving in areas with a strong wind is true? Alright, when you see the word wind, alright, go directly to the word tunnels.
Tunnel.
When you see word wind, tunnel.
Wind, tunnel.
That's where the wind is most dangerous, causes most of the problem. Winds are especially a problem when coming out of the tunnels. When you read wind, alright, go and look for tunnels. Winds are especially a problem when coming out of tunnels. Remember, be prepared. Hold the steering wheel firmly and get ready that it might be wind when you come out of the tunnels. Strong wind, tunnels. Right. 56. Which of this is a good thing to do when driving at night? Easy stuff. What you should do at night? At night, the longest is the
longest answer.
The right one. And if you read it, keep your speed slow enough. Again, safety first. You drive at night, so most probably the visibility is not too good, as good as the daytime. So you should adjust your speed. You should keep your speed slow enough in order to be able to stop, so you can stop within the range of your headlights.
Within.
Another clue, another keywords here. If even you don't know anything about slowing enough, if you see within, that's most probably the correct answer. So somehow it is applied. Let's see. A, enter, yes. Whenever you see within, that's most probably correct answer.
It's indicator of right answer.
Question number 57. You are driving a 40-foot vehicle at 35 miles per hour. Road is dry, visibility is good. What is the least amount of space you should keep in front of your vehicle to be safe? Alright, again, road dry, visibility good, the length of your vehicle is 40 feet and the speed is 35. How much space you need to have in front of you, between yourself and the vehicle in front of you. And for 40 feet vehicle, it's 4 seconds.
1 second per each 10 feet of the vehicle.
10 feet, 1 second. If the vehicle is 40 4 seconds. This vehicle would be 60, it would be 6. 100 feet, it would be 10 seconds. And also you need to pay attention to speed. This rule is applied when the speed is below 40. So 40 feet vehicle, 35 miles per hour, 4, because the speed is below 40. It will be actually another questions we ask it when the 40-foot vehicle is driven at speed 55 miles per hour, and in that case your choice would be, the right choice would be 5 seconds. But here 40-foot vehicle, 35 miles per hour, below 40, the right answer is 4 seconds. Okay, very good. 4 seconds. 58. What is the proper way to hold a steering wheel? How you should hold the steering wheel to be safe, to not to lose control of your vehicle in an emergency situation? Well, obviously you should do it with both hands. It doesn't help much in this particular case, all three of them with both hands. So this is the word which can help us at the opposite sides of the wheel.
Opposite side.
Both hands, but not on the opposite sides of the wheel. That's how, according to the safety requirement and common sense also, you should hold the steering wheel. Opposite sides of the wheel with both hands. Let's see if we are right. Yes, we probably are. Opposite sides. 59. High beams should be. Something is asked about use of high beams. And please remember, safe and legal.
Legal. Two good words.
Yeah. High beams should be used when it is safe and legal. As long as you find this word safe, that's the indication of the right answer.
Exactly.
Question number 60. You can see a marking on a vehicle ahead of you. The marking is a red triangle with an orange center. What does this marking mean? Well, in this particular case, guys, you just simply remember that this marking is a slow moving vehicle.
Slow moving.
Red triangle with an orange center. That's the marking which is put on the service vehicle, slow moving vehicle.
Slow moving.
Just simply commit to memory. Slow moving vehicle.